Hello and welcome to the part 2 of this functionality for the app using JavaScript. I have added a chunk of code here from line 92 to 112. This function here will display the current question and the choices. So line 94, I'm doing a console.log and I passed it in display current question. So when the current question is displayed, it will show it on the console on the screen. Line 96, declared a variable here called question and set it to equals to questions and then passed it an array of current question dot question. So that's the array. So you pick up the questions from that array. We defined a variable at the very beginning called questions. Okay. So, and we also defined some more variables here. Line 55, we've got a variable called current question and we've got one called current answer. So those are the variables it's referring to. All right. So when it says variable question equals to questions, which is that variable, and it's passed it current question dot question. Variable question class again equals to the way you see a $sign jQuery equals to this method. Again, it picks up this is the container that wraps it. Dot quiz container. If this quiz container is greater than the question, then 98, where it's got choices, the variable called choices. Again, if that method dot quiz is greater than choice list, these are what the various variables have been defined at, and these are their values. Here we're using this here to set the question class. Okay, this here is a comment I've just put here. Question class dot text dot question. This will remove all current li elements if there's any. Okay, that's what this means. Choice dot find li and then remove them. Here, variable 107, variable choice, we've got a loop here saying for I, if the first value equals to 0 and the I is less than number of choices, then increase I. That is, increase the question by 1. If the choice is equals to the questions, current question dot choices, you pass to the I, which is represents the I acts as a counter, so it represents 1. So here again we're using the $sign and this the li list. Using the li list to input a radio button. Okay, so it will add the radio button each time the choice is made, and then it appends it to the list. Okay, once the choices is made, it appends it to the list. The final function I've added here is from line 112 to 125. Is a function called reset quiz. This function will reset the quiz and enable you to start again. So this is what will happen when the quiz is reset. The current question, if the current question is equal to 0, current answer is equal to 0, it will hide the score. It will call this function. This function is called function or method called hide score. So it will hide the score. And then we've got here another function called display. This function here will display the score. It's saying if the document.find.quiz container is greater than the result dot text, then it displays this text to say you scored X amount plus correct. It will display it will display that text that says you scored plus the correct answers you've answered plus out of question. For example, it will say you scored 5 out of you scored say for example 4 questions out of 8. Okay, that's what that means. And then it does the same thing, and then it shows the result using this show method. it shows the result here after it displays that. Then we've got a function called hide score. This will use the document.find result and it will hide the result. So all these functions will be used at various parts of the code. So that's all the code for the functionality for the quiz app. If you have any questions, please let me know. So these are all the code. If there's any parts of it you don't understand, please let me know. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.